Welcome everybody to this really exciting and special version of Live on Location. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. We have Lee, your cruise director here. He is the cruise director on Mardi Gras, which is Carnival's newest, best ship. And we're going to do an interview with Lee today just to find out about Lee. A lot of times your cruise directors are there, they're working super hard. I don't believe you guys sleep. I don't know that you actually have that in your contract. You see them everywhere. But what are they like behind the parties and the microphone and all the other things that they do? So we're going to ask Lee a bunch of different questions. And because Carnival is such a great family ship, this is going to be a family affair. So we're going to have some guest interviewers here who help prepare the questions. So it is going to be fun for all ages.
I love it.
So welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem. So first question for you.
Yeah.
How did you get to be the cruise director on the biggest, best ship at such a young age?
Oh my word. Good fortune. I would say I must have someone looking after me. I came to work on cruise ships about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And I was a singer and a dancer for a small English cruise line. My first cruise ship was actually one of the vessels used to film The Love Boat.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet Captain Steuben?
I didn't. And Julie was off as well.
Okay.
The ship had passed through several hands by the time it had arrived at the company that I was working for,
Okay.
who unfortunately are no longer in service due to the global pandemic, right? But I started out as a singer and dancer with them of average talent at best. And I was super nervous that I was going to get fired for not being good enough. So I'm a very practical person. I'm a realist. And I looked out the corner of my eye and I saw this guy who was the cruise director. And all he did was, he seemed to be nice to people. He made announcements. He attended events and gatherings. And other than that, it didn't appear that he did anything at all. I was like, I want to be paid to do nothing.
And then you found out the truth.
Yeah, then I quickly found out the truth. So I transitioned over to be entertainment staff, and I did the games and activities in the daytime, comedy, bingo, DJ. I came over to Carnival in 2016 after already being promoted to cruise director with my original cruise line. So I joined Carnival as a cruise director outright. I started out on the Carnival Valor, cruising out of Port Canaveral,
Okay.
and then we moved it over to Galveston, Texas. And then are you ready for the whirlwind? I went from the Valor to the Legend in Australia, then to the Spirit. I took a vacation. We went back to the Legend in Alaska. I swapped the Legend for the Miracle for a little while. We went to Hawaii. Then I came over to the Sunshine in Port Canaveral. I then joined the Breeze and the Dream. And only at that point was I assigned my first full-time ship, which was the Carnival Splendor, a beautiful ship. The same color as Pepto-Bismol, bright pink on the inside, but charming. I took the Splendor from California over to Singapore on the company's longest cruise. And I think that was the point where I realized that the company was starting to notice me or take me seriously as a cruise director, because that's a huge honor to be trusted to deliver a voyage of that length.
Yeah.
We went from Long Beach, California to Singapore, and then from Singapore down to Sydney, Australia. After that, I went to the Carnival Glory for a very brief coverage. It was last minute, so I dived in. I got to see the Panama Canal. We did a partial transit. I've been so lucky. And then I went home, as many of the crew members did, for almost 2 years. Waited very patiently. And on the other side of that patience was the Carnival Panorama. And the company got in touch with me and said, hey Lee, how do you feel about bringing the Panorama back into service? You know Long Beach, you know California. We'd love you to bring that ship out.
Which is also a new ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had barely had a year, just under a year in service. So of course I was thrilled. I didn't ask when I'd take my vacation. I just said yes. My bag was still packed from when I signed off. And I flew out to California immediately. I was there with no end date on my contract. I was just like happy to be there. And then while I was there, they discussed coming here. And that blew my mind.
Wow.
Because for the last 5 years, I'd always looked at the cruise directors that were delivering these new ships. When I joined the company, Matt Mitchum was bringing out the Vista, and then Mike Pack the Horizon. Emma Pack brought out the Panorama, Chris Williams brought out the Sunrise, and I always had my eyes on the new big ships.
Right.
And now I'm here on the company's flagship, the newest, biggest ship in the fleet. It's a little like pinch me, am I dreaming moment, if I'm honest. It's incredible.
That's so. Being a new ship, and
Yep.
there's the zones. What's your What's your personal favorite zone on Mardi Gras?
Oh my word. Oh, it's so difficult because they're all diverse.
Right.
And they all offer so much. But as cruise director, it's got to be Grand Central.
With the center stage.
With center stage,
yeah.
that beautiful 3-story performance venue with the windows and the screens, and it's where the coffee shop is. And people ask me how I maintain my energy, and the answer is life-damaging amounts of coffee.
Well, that was going to be my next. That was going to be my next question because, you know, I've had a chance to watch you here for a few days,
Yeah.
and it always blows my mind with you and your colleagues. You have to keep such a high level of energy because that can make the difference
Yeah.
from somebody having a good cruise or a great cruise. And boy, you come alive on stage. We're at the 80s
Yeah.
party last night. You had this look in your eye like it was game time. You're in the zone. You're ready to go. It was so much fun. But you can just tell that your intensity level goes way up. And
Yeah.
how do you do it from, other than the, you know, unhealthy
caffeine.
amounts of coffee, from week to week? Because as a passenger,
Yeah.
you know, by the time Friday comes around on a 7-day cruise, I'm like ready to go to bed, go back and have a vacation from my vacation, but you have to step it up and do it all over again like it
Yeah.
was your first day on the cruise come Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Okay, on a practical level, and sincerely, lots of water and strategic naps.
Okay.
And sincerely, our guests are the variable in this scenario. So while it isn't my first cruise every Saturday, for a lot of our guests it is.
Right.
Or it's their first cruise on Mardi Gras, if they've cruised before. Or it's their first cruise back in a very long time. Maybe it's their one cruise a year.
Yeah.
Maybe they're celebrating a birthday and anniversary, right? So there's reason for our guests to be excited. And we're like energetic leeches or vampires. You bring it, we soak it up from you, spin it around and throw it right back at you. So we get our energy from you, and then it turns into a snowball, and it just starts rolling down the hill and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Awesome. So speaking of the guests and
Yeah.
things and getting them involved, what's your personal favorite sail away song? Because that's one of our favorite parts of the cruise.
Oh, for me, I really enjoy doing Hey Baby, and I know it's not a current, I say current hit, I think it came out in the 90s, and it's also not a popular one across all of my colleagues. I started to do it, and I found the guests really enjoy it. My favorite dance move is a really strong pelvic thrust, an ooh-ah.
We saw it.
Yeah.
We participated with you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an innocent pelvic thrust, right?
Sure.
But it's really fun. And I really like that one because it's not just dancing. The moves are simple. Everyone can sing along, and we can just build it and build it and build it. It's a good energy builder. So I love Hey Baby. And then I'm a big fan of the Cupid Shuffle. I think it's nice and simple. Everybody knows it. It's a floor filler. And for me, that's what I want. I want to do songs and dances that everybody knows, that it doesn't take much to learn them, especially for Sail Away.
Right.
We've got to be able to get on, dive in, and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Cupid Shuffle, is that your go-to if like maybe you have a crowd that's not quite warmed up to where you
You've got
want
me.
it to be?
You've got me.
That's the one.
The Cupid Shuffle, the Wobble, they're carnival staples. I, as an Englishman, had to learn them on YouTube. Before I joined the company, my mum and I were in my living room in the northwest of England learning the Cupid Shuffle from YouTube because it's not a common dance at home.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So later on, just for fun, we may have you do the Cupid Shuffle
Let's
with
do
us.
it. Let's do it.
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Yeah, kick, yeah, kick, yeah, kick, yeah, kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk.
I'm Leah, and thanks for letting me ask some questions. Have you tried all the activities on the ship?
I've got to be honest with you, Leah. Right now, I'm still new. I've tried most of the activities on the ship, but I'm too old to go to Camp Ocean, Club O2, and Circle C. I haven't been able to play in the arcade yet. I know. But I've done a handful of the activities. Have you?
Yes.
Okay. All of them?
No, not all. What's your favorite party? The glow party, the 80 party, sail away?
Oh, now I see what's happened. They've sent in the big guns. You're asking the hard questions now. I love the 80s party. I really love the 80s party because it gets great energy. And the parents know the music and the kids know the music. They're like classics. So I love the 80s party. But on this ship as well, on Mardi Gras, we have a Mardi Gras parade that you'll see a little later in the cruise. And that is so much fun. It's between those two for me.
Is this your dream job or just a good one that you really liked?
Oh, can I be honest with you?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't dream of having this job when I was young. But since I got the job, it's the only job I ever want to do. This is the best job on the ship. And I tell the captain that. Yeah, he gets a bigger cabin and he gets to steer the ship, but I get to have fun with thousands and thousands of people every single day.
That's really cool. Does anyone come with you on cruises? Anyone special?
Oh, do you know a secret? Do you know a secret? Oh, I thought you were trying to make me blush. So, on this cruise, my girlfriend is visiting. And she's visiting for 2 weeks. And then in May, my mum gets to come and visit me for 1 week.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I do have people visit. They don't get to cruise with me all the time because my contract can be anywhere from 4 months to 8 months long. But during that contract, if I book them on, I can have people come and visit, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What did you do before being... Oh, wait.
You can
Before
ask.
being a cruise director, did you do anything else?
I did. I've had a lot of jobs before I came to work on cruise ships. So I studied theatre at school, a little bit of acting with a little bit of singing and dancing as well. So I always wanted to work in entertainment. And I worked in children's theatre. I toured the UK. I worked in Hong Kong for a whole year. I was an entertainment manager for a company called Diamond Resorts International. They do like timeshare vacations all over the world. And I looked after 5 of their resorts in the UK as a manager, and I felt really, really mature and grown up. I was about 26. And then I got a job on a cruise ship singing and dancing. And I went from singing and dancing to being an entertainment staff member, doing all the games, trivias and activities, and eventually became cruise director.
Oh, that's really nice. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song ever? Oh my word. My favorite song to sing or my favorite song to listen to?
Either one.
Oh my word. Okay. You ask all of the difficult questions. I really like Fleetwood Mac. I like The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. And you're looking at me as someone with youth in your eyes thinking, who are Fleetwood Mac? If you see our show on the ship, Voodoo Moon, at the end of the show, the last song they sing is one of my favorite songs ever. I also really like Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah, between those two, my favorite songs.
And why did you choose going on cruises?
My mum made me. No. So I went on a cruise with my mum when I was young. And we watched the cruise director, and she elbowed me, and she said, maybe you could do that. I was like, Mum, I don't want to do that. She elbowed me again. She said, but you'd be really, really good. I was like, Mum, I want to be an actor. I don't want to work on a cruise ship. I want to be an actor. And I learned a lesson that day that you should always listen to your parents, because my mum knew me better than I knew me at the time. And it was a very long and winding road that led me to working on cruise ships. But if I'm really honest with you, and it's going to sound like there's a theme here, it was a girl. My girlfriend went to work on cruise ships, and I, like a lovesick puppy dog, like a little Romeo to her Juliet, couldn't be separated from her. So even though I'd never even thought about working on cruise ships, I followed her. And I went to work on cruise ships as well.
Wow. Do you ever get scared on cruises?
Scared of what?
Like sharks, roller coasters, fish, anything?
Roller coasters are pretty scary and fast. I don't trust fish, but I'm not scared of them. I struggle with fish because they don't have eyebrows. I feel like animals that have eyebrows, you can kind of see they've got an expression. I love dogs. Do you have any pets?
I have a dog.
You have a dog, okay. So when you look at your dog, it kind of, they've got eyebrows, right? And you can see when they're happy or when they're sad. Fish don't have eyebrows. They just stare at you. It makes me uncomfortable. But I'm not scared of sharks. I'm not scared of fish. I did go on our roller coaster though, and that was thrilling. And thrilling is like fun scary. It was scary, but it was fun.
What about storms?
Storms. Now, I trust that all of our ships, they've been built by professional shipbuilders, right? And we've got a great captain and team of officers, and I trust them all with my life. I don't have a single worry about the safety. And ships move a little bit in the water, but that's what they're supposed to do, right? There's a beautiful quote, and I don't remember who it's by, but it says that a ship in the harbor or in port is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. Ships are built to sail in the sea.
That's a nice quote.
Yeah. So I trust that we're in safe hands on ships that are built by professionals to the highest possible standard, and that if there was an issue or any concern, and maybe this is a bit too technical, but we have a fleet operations center. So there's this, do you know, like NASA looks after the rockets and the satellites? Our fleet operations center looks after all of the Carnival cruise ships on the sea. And they know where we all are, and they watch the weather. So if there is a storm, like a serious storm coming, they get in touch with the captain. And they say, Captain, you're going to have to turn around, you're going to have to go a different way. Hey, just take a little longer, or go, 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 go. And they keep us away from any serious bad weather.
That's nice how they keep in touch.
Yeah. So they look after us. So we can focus on the fun.
Yeah. This is a little bit off topic,
Okay.
but if you went to college, where
Yeah.
did you go?
I went to 2 colleges. So I went to a university, as we call it in England, in Buckinghamshire, which is just outside London. It was Buckinghamshire Chilterns University College. It's now called Bucks Uni, because they're cool now. But I studied music theatre there. And then I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in Manhattan in New York.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You've been all over.
I've been all over the world. I'm very lucky.
Is there anywhere... Have you been to all of the continents in the world?
I haven't been to Antarctica, but I've done, let's think. I think I have. I need to go to Antarctica to check them all off. I've done Australia, I've been up to Asia, I've done Africa, I've been through Europe, I've done North America, I've done South America. Am I missing? What am I missing?
South,
I've done South America, I did Brazil.
Pole.
I haven't done the South Pole either. I'd love to go though. I need a big coat.
Make friends with a penguin.
How cool are penguins? I'd love to make friends with penguins. But I went to meet penguins at my local zoo animal sanctuary, and they do smell really fishy.
Okay, so you see thousands of guests.
Yeah.
Every month, probably.
Every week?
Every week, yes. Every week. You gave some really good advice during the sail away party.
Yeah.
But what's the number one thing you would tell guests who are coming on Mardi Gras or any cruise, really, from your perspective to get the most out of the cruise?
Mardi Gras specifically, make a plan. This ship is so huge. and so diverse, you need to have a game plan. I mean, you could breeze through and just kind of stumble through your vacation, but if you want to have a good time, take 5-10 minutes to go through the What's Happening guide or the Carnival Hub app and make a plan. Make a plan for your ports of call and make a plan for your days and evenings. Because it's like the holidays. As a kid, I used to get really excited for Christmas. Anticipation is a beautiful thing. So for instance, if you know you're going to go and do like an incredible private tour in San Juan this week, right? You can look forward to that for the first 2 fun-filled days at sea, because you know when San Juan comes, you're going to go and have a great time. So I'd say early on the first sea day of your cruise, make your plans. Book into your restaurants, or, you know, make your plans for what shows you're going to see, what dining rooms you're going to go to, what restaurants you're going to try. And then generically for any cruise, let loose, right? Just let it go. We all come on vacation for different reasons. Some people are coming to spend time with people that they don't get to see a lot of. Maybe you work a busy job and you're wanting to really connect with family. Some people come on vacation because they're escaping their family. Some people come on vacation because they have things going on at home, or they're coming to rest and recuperate. We all come on vacation for different reasons, but one thing is the same. We're away from home. We're all sharing in this beautiful thing that is a cruise. So whatever it is that is at home, leave it there. Come away and unplug for 7 days and just be present, be in the moment, and be open to those opportunities that present themselves. You never know where it'll take you.
And I loved what you said the first night at the sail away party, because it goes right along with that, and it really stuck with me. You said, remember how you felt day 4 or day 5 of your last trip.
Yes.
And just leave all of that, because, you know, coming from my old career, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress, and when I went on vacation, it takes, and even sometimes now, it takes a little bit to really settle into that vacation.
Yeah.
And the way you put it was so great. You said, just remember the way you felt on the last days of your last vacation and go to that spot immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's brilliant. That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
So
That's what we need, right? Because I see it week after week. Guests join the ship, they ease in, and those last 2 days of the cruise, the crowd are at their peak. Everyone's relaxed, everyone's easy, people are somewhat familiar and comfortable. They trust the process, they trust the environment. And I'd love to jumpstart people into that mindset from the very beginning. And if you can do that yourself, your vacations will just get better and better and better.
fantastic. Well, thank you again for letting us get to know you a little bit. Is there anything else you want to share with us, or?
I'm just really grateful to get this time to sit down with you, with the family, the whole crew. Thank you, crew. And keep cruising. I appreciate what you're doing for the cruise community and the people that you inspire. So like, subscribe,
Please
ring
do.
the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out. And if you are interested in keeping up with my adventures as a cruise director, I've got a Facebook page, Lee, your cruise director, because my name's Lee and I'm your cruise director.
Yes.
And I'm also on Instagram as well, and I'd love you to check it out.
And we'll put links to all of those in the description below. So perfect. And if you want to catch the next video, which is going to be Lee and I touring the ship and talking about all of the activities, or maybe you want to catch some of our 360 videos, again, subscribe, because there's more to come. So thank you.